Indeed, we are. Thanks very much, Mel. Kris McCusker from 680 News. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've got the VP coming, and the markets here had a bad day. Was that any connection at all?
I don't think so. The TSX saw its worst day of 2019 yesterday, Roger, and it came 4 days after what had been its previous worst day. So it appears that we're kind of in a rut, so to speak. The TSX, though, year to date, still up by 12.6%. In the month of May, down by 2.7%. Couple of standout stocks yesterday. Shares in Canada Goose down by 31% on an earnings miss and a guidance cut. That was the most down by price stock on Bay Street. And then shares in Indigo fell by 20%. We talked about that yesterday morning. It had also reported disappointing earnings. So maybe a better day in store today.
All right. And U.S. markets not doing much better.
Well, futures are pointing higher, very slight gains, and this comes ahead of some data releases in the U.S. We're going to get new GDP data along with jobless claims. There are also a number of earnings reports on tap in the U.S. today from Gap and Costco, so it could be that investors sort of turn a little bit away from U.S.-China trade and focus more on the data and the earnings.
And Uber, could be some ugly numbers from them.
Yeah, and we already heard from Uber last week that they are looking, let me just double check this, at a $1 billion loss.
Wow.
We did hear that, yeah. They already know that. Earnings are going to be reported after the closing bell, and it's the first earnings report since the company went public earlier this month. The stock has really struggled. It continues to trade below the $45 IPO price, yesterday closing at $39.94. So again, after the closing bell, we get Uber earnings. It won't be good, but it's still interesting to watch.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kris. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.